Bottom left of the map, and we have the Protoss player. It is in red.
Grandmaster, SK Telecom T1 Ray.
He said in chat, if I lose here, you have to. He said, I beg you, win the next match.
Starting to the bottom right, we have his opponent. Again.
New challenger, STXO hyvaa.
If Rain loses here and hyvaa takes then the game against first, it would of course mean that Rain and hyvaa advance. So the only thing that Rain wants to do right now is probably just go home.
Yeah.
Eat something, relax.
You know, I would have actually not been surprised if we saw this new popular 2-gate proxy build that a lot of people are doing in Surrey. Although hyvaa has shown that he likes to go pool first, so maybe that's the reason why. You know, changing up your style every now and then can really throw somebody off in a tiebreaker like this when everyone's getting tired and it's getting late.
Yeah. Probe Scout in the main base once again. This is something that you really want to do against hyvaa. He's known to sometimes start things with an early pool. Not something that we see in this series. Going for the 14 pool once again. Very standard opening. And of course then we'll follow it up with a hatch. Whereas for Rain the question rather being Forge first or Nexus first. I guess we'll see Nexus here.
Yeah. And this is just kind of a repeat of what we saw the last time we played against each other. And identical as well to when first played against hyvaa. He's going to block the hatchery once more. Look at that. He makes a little hexagon there. A hexagon patrol.
It's like pylon shaped.
Yeah. It actually really does look like a pylon that he made there. He's like, I won't block you with a pylon, but my patrol will look like a pylon.
Well, there we go. Nexus into Forge and still blocking the probe, trying to be as annoying as possible. But...
Oh, one more hit will kill him, so he can't.
Yeah, needs to be a little more careful there. And the hatch, there we go.
He denied himself.
Yeah, he denied himself for a second. Just one misclick, I guess. But then he drops the hatch, and let's see what exactly he can do with this time. We've saw him in both of the games going into more of a standard style, meaning going for the third base at roughly the 4-minute mark. Trying to go into the double gas around 6 minutes, heading into layer between 7 and 8. And then, of course, the transition is going to be the big question. In most of the games against Protoss, we've seen him go for swarm hosts. Just the upgrade pattern in game number 2 was a little bit weird.
Yeah, a little bit indeed. I wonder what Rain is going to show, because last time he did that really interesting Phoenix into Void Ray build, where he kind of faked hyvaa out a little bit. And I wonder if... Again, I really think that it's quite valuable to change up your strategies completely, and I would love to see him go for a Immortal push, or a fast 4-gate with +1 pressure, or something that first considered doing for sure against hyvaa in the final match.
Think about it, after what he just said to hyvaa, he really just wants to go home apparently, so we might see him with a very aggressive strategy and just trying to go for it. And at this point we have of course this third base coming up actually a lot later than I expected. Surprises me a little bit.
Yeah. He has the Overlords to scout that nothing weird is going on. 2 of them. One at the bottom of the ramp, one at the bottom of the natural ramp. And he goes behind. Of course, the core not being completed yet. We're not going to see any tech for, you know, just a little bit longer. A little while longer.
I actually can see Rain executing exactly the same strategy that he executed on Belgium Wester, to be quite frank with you. Because that worked so well from him, you know, with a little bit more, just if he at some point just could have gotten out of that tunnel vision, he would have won that game, and he was so close, and the entire army composition was nearly undefeatable that he had. So I feel if he chooses to play the same style once again, he can make that happen. And he's starting with a Stargate here, really common opening, and also the opening that he used in game number 1, went into 1 Phoenix and then Void Ray.
Yeah. The Zerlings here just constantly poking. Want to know if there's +1 being researched or not. Do you think he'll do the exact same with 1 Phoenix into Void Ray, or do you think he'll just do a more normal Phoenix opening? Because you can, both builds can go to the same end.
I don't know exactly what he's going to do with the 1 Stargate, but I feel that he's going to go for the same triple Stargate play again.
Yeah. I agree.
That seems like super strong these days. Everyone is kind of playing this. He was so successful with it in the first game, kind of. Then at the end threw it a little bit away. So I can definitely see the same build happen again. I really like the Void Ray if you have that out, because your third base is so much safer as a Protoss if the Zerg player tries to be aggressive. On maps like Newkirk, and also Star Station, a lot of Zerg players will try to be really aggressive when they see that you take a third. And if you have the Void Ray, Roaches are not going to be an issue anymore. So I could actually see him go into the Void Ray again at some point, just to be safe when he takes the third.
Second Phoenix is on the way. He shows the first one. And, you know, worker count actually even right now, 47 to 47, and Hive is about to make a bunch of sport crawlers, so he's going to lose even more. He's got a very fast lair here and has totally skipped the Roach Warren. Could just be Swarm Hosts. He tends to like them, it seems like.
Yeah, that's something that we're going to find out as soon as Lair Tech is done, I guess. The Roach Warren is there as a precaution. Doesn't utilize that just yet. Seeming a lot of overloads, by the way.
Yeah.
Hydras.
Hydra den.
And that's something that we quite often see to take down third base.
Phoenixes are looking everywhere for more Overlords. There's another one to the north that he just barely does not spot, it looks like.
And the Spire, look at that. So it looks like we see a Hydra commitment, and then he can go into Corruptus if there is a fast switch into the Colossi.
Yeah. Which in fact we do not see. No Robotics Bay just yet. He's getting +1 for the lead here. And just his additional gateways as well. Few drones killed this time. He skipped the spores, so you know that's going to happen to you if you do that.
There we go, Hydras have been started. No third base just yet for the Protoss player. Going into the Robotics Bay immediately. And with the 5 Phoenixes, he can actually still do a lot of damage here and at least control the map for now. But we have Rain really trying to make this 2-base playstyle happen, and it's a really great choice for Hiva to get that Spire. If you are up against a double Colossi play with the range upgrade, then you usually really want to have this. And Hiva even goes into the speed up. No. Does he? Oh, for a second I actually thought I saw the speed upgrade for the Overlords on the production tab. That would have been interesting. But he doesn't get that. So for now he's just trying to make this happen as much as possible, and he's taking down the Hydralisks. Yeah, those Phoenixes are so valuable to him.
They really are. Just eliminating the Hydralisk count as long as possible is going to make him feel so flexible in taking this third base.
It's also scouting that he has, so he knows already that there are Hydralisks, and he must feel very confident about his Colossi tech, and he goes straight into the third base upon seeing what he's up against.
Is he going to see the base of Hiva here? I don't think he saw that. No, he did not.
Yeah, the 4th?
He didn't see it.
Yeah, usually you take that pocket 4th or one of those, but he is actually taking the 4th all the way to the top right, very far away from his opponent. But also a little bit more difficult to defend.
Very much so, especially against Warp Prisms and just a lot of guys from Pylons.
Yeah, we saw so many Warp Prisms already from Rain, so he's really someone who likes to go into the Warp Prism play and then just drop his opponent or warp in units while he's attacking at a completely different location on the map.
Nexus is 2/3 done, totally unpressured. With the Hydra pickoffs earlier from Rain, I think Hiva just accepts the fact that he's not going to be able to attack this directly like he may have originally thought would work. Does get Hydra speed though, with 2 Corruptors for support. Goodbye, Observer.
Yeah, I do not think... Ah, nice. Finds the probes and it takes them down, or the drones. I do not think that he's really going to hit a timing here either, because he's taking the 4th base, and if you want to hit the timing, you usually do that on 3, maybe take the 4th behind it, but you don't start to saturate up. They cancel though. Well, as I said earlier, double Colossi and range. I didn't expect him to cancel the Nexus.
He saw the 4th. That was his first glimpse of the 4th, and I guess at this moment he's like, you know what? I'm going to go for this. He always had the notion in the back of his mind, and this is a really strong push coming out here. Army supply 11 up here for Rain. He has the better composition by far as well. There's not very many Corruptors.
Will be done in a second. In a second he will have range, and now he has it. He's moving onto the creep. He's moving in. Hiva knows what's up. He's building a lot of Zerglings. He's getting more Hydralisks, and those those Corruptors have to take out those 2 Colossi. But we also have those Phoenixes at the front.
He's supply block tower. This is a big problem. He lost that Overseer now. He's waiting for +1. His Corruptors have +1, but the warp-in points are good. He's got a great position at the top of the ramp, and he also has that Mothership Core.
He can use those force fields. He can just force field the ramp. Time warp is already gone, and here we go. The drones are being force fielded out. Those Colossi are trying to do that damage, but the Corruptors immediately with the snipe going down, going to town with the Corruption, taking out the second Colossus, and Hiva is taking most of those gateway units apart, but the reinforcements for Rain might just be too much for him to handle.
He has those 12 Hydras coming out. He needs to keep the rest of his Hydras alive until then. If he can keep them all alive and come out all together, he may be able to hold this off, but as it is, he's kind of trapped out here. His Hydras have nowhere to run. The Queen is going down.
He's He's losing so much already.
He's losing too much.
He's losing so much now. He has his army not together. This is his biggest problems. And of course, all of those overlords are also exposed. If he takes those down, he will be heavily supplied. But the drones coming off the mineral line in the main base trying to go down the ramp. But look at hyvaa here trying to defend, and Rain is backed into a corner. But the Corruptors, they don't do anything anymore.
Corruptors don't do anything. He tries to use some of the corruption ability. The drones are falling down here. hyvaa drops a 74 supply, and it looks like this time Rain is going to seal the deal for real. The last of these Corruptors will start to fall after the Hydras go down.
Rain is moving in right now. He has his opponent on the ropes, down for the count. It looks like he's going to take it. GG! Rain advances to the round of 8.
And now we're going to find out who joins him.
Rain has done it. Congratulations to the Protoss player. After defeating Fantasy, he forced the 3-way tie. Then we went into the second 3-way tie, and now we have Rain advancing as the first player of the group to the round of 8 of the WCS Premier League.
Gotta be happy about that. It's been a very tough, long and tough night for him, starting off with having to play against his teammate to even get to the tiebreakers.
And the next game, as you already said, it's gonna determine who is going to advance together with Rain, first or hyvaa.
Ooh, hyvaa looking stressed out. Whirlwind is the final map.
Oh, interesting.
So a very big map, a 4-player map, all spawns possible. Don't forget, guys, don't tune out right after this match is over, because afterwards we're actually going to have the drawing for the groups, and Colin and I are going to be bringing coverage of that as well, commentating on it.
It's going to be, as far as we've been told, just a short drawing of the groups. There apparently are 2 pools, one pool with the players that were able to win the group, and then another pool with the second place players of each group, and there will be the drawing for the round of 8.
Yeah. It's not actually groups, it's just drawings. I guess I misspoke there, but they're finding out who they're playing against.
Yep, and so far, let me just have a look at also the race distribution. We have 4 Terran players, we have 1 Protoss.
Or 2.
1 or 2 Protoss, and 2 or 3 Zergs.
Yeah.
So if hyvaa takes it, then we will have only 1 Protoss in the round of 8. 4 Terrans and 3 Zergs. If first takes it, then we have 2 Protoss, 2 Zergs, and 4 Terrans.
That's the race distribution. We'll talk a lot more about which players are in and everything else after this last map. Whirlwind is it. hyvaa had a tough fight there. He's had a decent day. He doesn't look like a bad player. He got a little bit lucky in his match against Rain last time, but it's all about this.
Yeah, he lost against First in the first game. Did I mention that I hate that nickname?
Yeah, it's not the first time you've mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was the first, okay. So in tiebreaker number 1, there we go. He won the game, first that is, but hyvaa right now, he must feel a little bit shaky after losing to Rain like this.
And he lost to First last time.
And it's always the same matchup for him. So this is something where First has looked at the game and he sees this opening. But I expect still First to send out a probe very early to find out if there's an early pull for hyvaa. This is just something that he's known for doing in the past.
Yeah. Since it's a 4-player map and it's a huge map, we're not going to see any early pools or proxy gates. I don't think that would be nuts.
Would be a little bit crazy, but I wouldn't put it past First, to be honest with you. Well, Matti, I'm not really on Whirlwind. Yep. If this was a kill-on, then that would be a different story. But on a map like Whirlwind, no proxy gates. I don't see that happening at all.
Never.
I mean, occasionally you see a Terran player going for a double barracks in the middle of the map at the Zelnaga Watchtower and then just trying to rally the units across the map. But for Protoss, we've seen that very, very rarely, but it's such a commitment. And if that doesn't work, you will be so far behind in the mid-game. So, yeah. I don't think that's a strategy that's very valid for a game like this. Everything's on the line now. We know that we don't have a third tiebreaker. We know this is the last tiebreaker, and this is also the last game, the last map of the day. And First or hyvaa, one of the 2 will advance.
One of the 2 will advance for sure. Here we go. This is it. This music feels so appropriate. It's all down to this. First versus hyvaa, the final tiebreak match in tiebreak 2. Whirlwind LE. Will it be a Protoss or will it be a Zerg advancing along with Rain?
That's exactly what we're going to find out right now. hyvaa and First both looking really tense here. Just waiting for the game to start at the WCS Premier League.
Yep, and we will be starting very soon. Oh, the countdown has not been started. There we go.
Yeah, I think they forgot to start the game.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, everything is going on. Let's make the move in, camera, everything's fine. Hey, guys, you should, by the way, start the game.
The
Like,
guy, the referee who starts the game, he thought he started. He went to get a soda, and everyone's just like, they're like, okay, you said let's start. What's going on? He comes back, he's like, presses the button.
Game is live, guys. Let's just jump right into the last game of the day yet, the second tiebreaker.